What is good, Cardano fam, ADA gang? We have lots of exciting updates to unpack today. We're going to talk about the market crash. Martin Lawrence says that Cardano is a better version of Bitcoin and more. So hit that subscribe, hit that like. Hilarious post by Hosky. He says, coincidence? I think not. And of course, we know that Charles trimmed his beard around the 43-cent mark. So it must be his beard trimming that's responsible for this market crash. Am I wrong? Am I right? Let me know in the comments. And I guess moving forward, we should probably have an on-chain governance vote before he trims the beard. Let me know your 2 cents. 1.2 billion was liquidated from the cryptocurrency market in the past 24 hours. And so stock markets, especially over in Japan, was tumbling down. Quote unquote absolute chaos last night in Japan as stocks were on track for their biggest decline in more than 8 years. But single digit losses, even double digit losses are not abnormal in crypto. But of course, stock market, they can't really handle it. Charles chimed in saying that the Japan situation could cascade into the greater markets, including crypto on the short term. Moonboys will flood X and bark like babbling idiots about how project founders have failed and are evil. Regardless, the macroeconomic caravan goes on. It's true and it's based. Markets are not above the reality of unlimited money printing, hundreds of false unicorns, and the Ponzi scheme that is the modern economy. Cryptocurrencies are the way out. The real ones have integrity and utility built in and will weather any storm decade by decade. And we know that Cardano had good grassroots with its inception, hit a new all-time high in January 2018 and fall of 2021. And we're set up, guys, to, again, perform really great and time-tested, resilient network. Don't mind if I do. So we did see quite a few platforms have outages. At the time of this video, 6 trading platforms were down. Potentially more, maybe some of them are back up, but a lot of fear, a lot of hysteria, and that's bleeding into cryptocurrency as well. But I think that this is a great buying opportunity, and we've been predicting this. If you guys have been following and subscribed to the channel for weeks and months, we said that post-halving it's going to go down, it's going to go down, it's going to go sideways, and we're witnessing this. Cardano ADA 24-hour trading volume surpasses $500 million, and what a based post by Martin Lawrence. Martin says Cardano is a better version of Bitcoin. Don't mind if I do. I mean, I watched a lot of classics by him growing up. National Security, The Black Knight, hilarious comedian. And it's great to see Martin support the Cardano fam. July 2024 on-chain stats. We witnessed steady growth in Cardano's on-chain activity last month. This momentum highlights Cardano's dynamic, growing ecosystem and the ongoing engagement of the community. Fabulous, simple, easy to understand infographic. Nearly 5 million wallets, nearly 100 million transactions, almost 1.4 million delegated wallets, and over 10.2 million native tokens. Pretty good, if you ask me. HYDRA TPS is not infinite, but uncapped. Doom games will run in parallel at Rare Evo. Since Doom runs at 35 FPS and each frame executes a smart contract, expect a spectacular inaugural production benchmark. Guys, I'm just speculating, and I might not be right, but this has got me, number one, so excited about nostalgic classics with their simplicity benefiting from the immutable technology that Cardano has to offer. And number two, 35 FPS with each frame executing a smart contract just sounds wild. Because typically you see cringe games where it's like, do this, sign, wait a long time, do this, sign, wait a long time. So I'm so excited, eagerly waiting to see what this demo looks like at Rare Evo. Another brilliant surprise, Binance is getting ready for Cardano Chang Hard Fork. Binance moved to in progress for upgrading and supporting the Chang Hard Fork. So let's go, guys. We're getting closer to that 70% threshold. Dave with another Chang Hard Fork update. So 38.38% of Cardano exchange liquidity, 11 exchanges are currently in progress of upgrading to support the Cardano Chang Hard Fork, and that included Binance. 35% of SPOs are minting blocks on version 9.1 and are actively ready to support the Chang Hard Fork. And so, guys, we're getting closer and closer by the day. Big transfers. I love these transfers by Rosen Bridge. They're doing amazing stuff. Ergo, Bitcoin. Great to see that influx of liquidity. Big transfers of Bitcoin to Cardano. And don't mind if I do. A nice little 18 bands moving over to Cardano. Pretty good if you ask me. We got a great response from Deezy. In my previous video, we spoke about how Deezy was targeting $6.30 for Cardano with a potential to hit $9. And I think these are conservative price predictions. It could definitely exceed higher. I could definitely see like a $10 ADA and beyond. And he also responded saying, Q3, Q4. I personally think Q1, but I think that that's also not too far away as well. Especially if this ends up being like a super cycle, it could run a little bit longer than we expect. And this capitulation is so good. Like, let it go lower. I want to just scoop up some more ADA. Altcoin Daily with a great tweet. Cardano ADA has a fixed supply. And even though this just seems cliche, like, so what? Guys, there's many projects that have mad dilution. There's many projects that have crazy infinite supply, like madness inflation. And if you care about like appreciating assets and the other nuances involved, like fixed supply is key. That's one of the core principles of Bitcoin. And so when we think about Cardano, when we think about Bitcoin, that's why a lot of people are seeing Cardano as like a Bitcoin 2.0, the jacked Bitcoin as I call it. Now with that being said, I love Bitcoin. I have Bitcoin miners. I mined Bitcoin. I hold Bitcoin to this day. I like to hold both, but I think that it's kind of illogical to think that new technology can't exist that could do something better. And speaking of better, it's great to see the progress with MetaMask. We already covered this, but it's a step in the right direction. Now, it's not like native integration straight up in MetaMask and select Cardano network, but it is leveraging like open source audited snap that adds Cardano compatibility to MetaMask. Using NuFi, you're able to use MetaMask as like a front UI layer, and then the rest, your wallet's already on Cardano, leveraging the power of NuFi. And I definitely recommend, if you guys want to use MetaMask only and you don't really want to be involved with like Cardano wallets all the time, this is a step in the right direction. In my eyes, I see this as like a stopgap and a step in the right direction to onboarding more users. Stuff like bridge efforts, stuff like this are going to do really well to bring new users as well. Not to mention narrative, like it helps the narrative as well. Xerberus continues to innovate. I love that they're helping Cardano and other chains. The improved node graph, soon to be released as an improvement to the Xerberus Fraud Reports, formerly known as SIREN. Want to know where your stolen money is? Submit your report now. We saw in the previous tweet that they also said when you submit a report, it helps other cases going on as well. So I really like this. Xerberus Fraud Reports allow you to register your wallet after a fraud. They will conduct a full algorithmic analysis and determine where your money went. If we have enough victims coming together proving a fraud, we will work to get your money back. Look at that beautiful community collaborative approach. How much does it cost? Upfront, nothing. Xerberus collects a variable fee on collected funds from the scammer. Look at that, nice. No barrier to entry. Beautiful, beautiful. This is like becoming the it's just much needed, because in the previous cycle we saw like how audits have basically become a meme, and wallet to wallet to wallet, there's so much obscurity and you can hide things through obscurity. And so I think Xerberus is going to do a lot to shine their light to help Cardano and others as well and foster more trust. I love these hats. So if you guys are going to Rare Evo, save me a hat, you know what I'm saying? I don't even wear hats, but I like the design of the hat. These are just some of the new hats they're bringing to Rare Evo by Stuff.io. And yeah, sorry, the Wu-Tang Clan pillow is not for sale, but I really like these logos. Like that embroidery is chef's kiss, top notch. The white, the blue on the white, the blue on the black, like all these colors look nice. What do you guys think? Lucid says, I'm buying more ADA. He chimed in about this this dip in the morning. This is where the ghost becomes the most. Cardano is the most cost-efficient blockchain because of its lightweight design. Others will be spending millions just to stay on. We just keep building. 50% SPOs running 9.1. There's only 45 billion ADA. And yeah, Lucid is basically a poet at this point. His writing's on point. Now Cramer. Jim Cramer. Remember this. Gold held up a lot better than crypto. Is the bottom in? You always got to do a SpongeBob Uno reverse with Jim Cramer. So, guys, like, in my eyes, don't take anything he says seriously. Like, I think gold is great. I like gold. When he says something, I try to do opposite. So maybe the bottom's in for crypto, but we don't know yet. We don't know. And speaking of the bottom, is it in? Well, we bounced back quite aggressively back up. We went down to like 278, and in the morning I was like, oh, let me liquidate some stables to Canadian dollars. Let's see if I can get this, get that. And I'm watching right now. I got some orders in place. I got some like limit orders in place if it goes down a little bit further, because I don't think we're out of it just yet. So we did have a nice bounce back up to 3.0, back to 3.1. Of course, last night is where it went downwards with the Japan news and kind of resonating with the rest of the world. And I think that, guys, that this is what we predicted back in, I would say even dating back to April. We kept saying like post-halving, it's going to be bearish. Post-halving, it's going to be a little bit bearish. Maybe not immediately, but eventually. And that's why I use that word of jitter, because it's been going sideways with some downside potential. And I don't think we're out of it yet. The past couple summers have not been too fruitful for crypto, and we're witnessing that in real time. And I think when we go to Bitcoin dominance, we see it's still at 57%. And guys, Bitcoin dominance is a simple chart. January 2018, 38% Bitcoin dominance. September, August 2021, around the same levels. We can just say, roughly 40%. So this is showing us that there's still we need this to just tumble down. We need it to tumble down. Perhaps it may reach a crescendo, a top where there's a little bit more pain, where Cardano goes down to like 29 cent, 27 cent, 24 cent, these sort of levels. The lower we go, the higher we go. When we see what Solana did and many others, that capitulation is healthy. It creates a nice contrast. And ironically, I know it makes no sense to us, guys, Angry Crypto Fam. I know it doesn't make sense, but retail invests and they get validation that something is legitimate by the price going up, because the marketing is the price going up. So when ADA goes to $1, $2, they jump in and they end up becoming exit liquidity. So these metrics such as Bitcoin dominance, with Bitcoin global search around like 20% of May 2020, we know that there is still room to grow. There is still alt season around the corner and we're not there yet. So stick around, continue to be patient. Sometimes the best course of action is inaction. And I'm not just FOMOing everything in immediately. I'm patiently waiting, buying a little bit more, buying a little bit more. And so I'm going to try and buy some more around the 29 cent, 30 cent range. Let me know if you guys scooped up the dip. And what do you think is coming up? We have Deezy who says Q3, Q4. I think Q1. Many people think that alt season is set for Q4 of this year, but I think that might be too early. I think that psychologically, the winter months, post-election, people spending more time at home, Christmas around the corner, spending more, speculating more. People underestimate how much subconscious and philosophy in this, just the qualitative things like emotional stuff are important with the garnish to run this up. The cycles will do their thing, but the narratives are like the garnish for the cake. So I think Q1 is when we'll start to see alt season rip. But let me know what you guys think. And that's it, guys. Mostly, it's kind of pretty balanced. It's exciting to see that there's still a lot of Cardano development going on. And Cardano community is still very strong as we continue to see. So hit that subscribe, hit that like. I'll see you in the next Angry Crypto Show.